Welcome address by Djetse Abram Kabu Akuaku III, Paramount Chief of Ada Traditional Area and President of Ada Traditional Council. Your Excellency Nene Abram Kabu, President of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Chairman for this memorable and historic occasion, Ministers of State, Honorable Members of Parliament, Honorable District Chief Executives, Nene Nana, Honorable Assembly Members, invited guests, all protocols observed. It is my great pleasure and delight on behalf of Ada Traditional Council and the people of Ada to warmly welcome Your Excellency the President and your entourage and all herein gathered to this very important grand durbar of our annual Asafotufiami Festival. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the theme chosen by the Ada Traditional Council for this year is honoring our heroes, revamping our natural resources, and unlocking our tourism potentials, which reflects the new paradigm of our collective resolve to make a difference towards our socio-economic, cultural, and educational development. Your Excellency, since your granting of the Songo Lagoon lease to Electrochem Ghana Limited for the restoration of the lagoon's ecological system to make it a facility of high yielding and graded source production for the benefit of the people of Ada in particular and the nation at large. Your Excellency, this is the first time we are hosting you here as a people with your very own presence after the lease, and would like to once again express our profound gratitude to you. My appreciation to you cannot be overemphasized because the request for the revamping of the Songo I have made for decades to successive governments, but to no avail, has today seen the light in your time. Advanced states of economic and infrastructural development has become tangible and evident. For this, we are very grateful. Your Excellency, as we celebrate this memorable, important day in the annals of this history of the Ada states, I would like to pay a sacred homage to the founding fathers, the great warriors, and heroes who bravely fought and struggled through different periods, from AD 1750 onwards to establish the Ada states, and in whose everlasting memory we gather to celebrate annually. Their brave and heroic feats and exploits as a sacred reminder to the current and future generations. I also want to celebrate and applaud the new generations of heroes and heroines, the young men and women who are doing all in their power in diverse ways to facelift and prosper Ada for the benefit of all. I urge all the young ones to embrace this committed and purpose-driven peers, so that the Ada state will take its pride of place in our beloved nation, Ghana. Your Excellency, there is no gainsaying the fact that Ada's natural resources and its tourism potentials cannot be overemphasized. Ada is no doubt a highly desired tourism destination in Ghana, given her beautiful beaches, eternally caressed by the vast Atlantic Ocean, amazing rich cultural heritage, ever-changing landscapes captured in mangroves, and the serenity of the Volta River's steady flow into the ocean. A beautiful sight to behold. Your Excellency, today as I stand at this festive ground to speak of the socio-economic and cultural development of the Ada state, I wish to state clearly that the important requirement of local participation in salt mining in the Songo Lagoon area, which is the flagship resource of the people of Ada, is on course through the magnanimity and corporate benevolence of Electrochem Ghana Limited. In areas where the company is in full operation, those communities have had their community pans, and indigents are regularly mining salt from those pans. In a moving testimonial by Numo Sabuno from Agbedafo, where the community pan is in operation, he was emphatic that If you are yet to get the full benefits of the community plan, you could be skeptical about what it has to offer. But when you finally get it, you would realize how progressive the plan is, and it will be better the lot of the community. Indeed, the rest of the community within the concession will benefit similarly as and when Electrochem Ghana Limited gets there. Electrochem Ghana Limited has other dimensions to lift to its social intervention initiatives. And let me mention the AstroTurf constructed at Sege, which is being used regularly by our footballers for training and competitive matches, as one of those. Your Excellency, closely connected to the production of high volumes of salt is the transportation of same. We are blessed to have the highway ports, but which for many years has not been put to good use. I want to use this opportunity to thank you, Your Excellency, for leasing this highway port to our investor, Electrochem. This would go a long way to reduce the movement of heavy trucks on our roads, in the carriage of salt and other goods, revive the ferry transportation and provide jobs for the youth. Your Excellency, we are reliably informed that Electrochem Ghana Limited has paid up on all the installments due on royalties from the Songo Lagoon operations to the state authorities. We have a lot of revenue accruing from its enterprise, and we are putting mechanisms in place to access these funds to create cycles of wealth and investments in human and physical capital in all of the Adan traditional areas. Your Excellency, at last year's Grand Durbar of the Asafotufiami Festival celebration, I indicated some infrastructural deficits which are key to developmental plans we envisage for Adan State. In which regard, I made a passionate appeal to Your Excellency for consideration. Key among these are the roads surrounding the Songo Lagoon and its adjoining salt pans, where all salt production will take place, from Nakom Kope to Koloido, running through to Floko, and from Kablevu and Adan West through to Kute to Totope in Adan East District. As you may have observed on your way here from Kasset Junction, the asphalting of the Adan 4 to Kasset Junction Road has remained part completed, even though it was awarded on contract long ago. I also brought to your attention the threat of sea erosion in coastal areas of Adan, which is as a result of global warming and the consequential effect of rising sea levels that participate the sea to constantly push frontiers further inland. I wish to remind you once again that the layer of the land is like a flat tabletop, which makes the threat of the sea intimidating and threatening the Songo Lagoon Basin lying parallel to the sea. Once again, I urge you to boldly take the necessary steps to provide solid sea defense in Adan traditional area, especially at Adan 4, Kablevu, Lobonya, Goy, Anyamam, Aklabanya, and Rokumagbe, to protect the people and the salt and allied industries being rolled out to boost the Ghanaian economy. Having reminded Your Excellency of the appeals and requests we have made to you last year, it is also worthy to inform you that Electrochem Ghana Limited had advanced its work in construction of community plans and backed for all 35 communities to be managed by the communities themselves. The issue of community participation in salt mining in the Songo Lagoon has been resolved with this laudable initiative by Electrochem, and my hope, prayer, and expectation is that the youth of Adan would appreciate the great efforts being made by the company to develop our traditional area and bring it into the global limelight. Health. Your Excellency, the only hospital in the traditional area, the Adan East District Hospital, has serious challenges deserving attention of government, philanthropist donors, and fellow Nangbeli to resolve. The hospital has been without an X-ray machine, some critical equipment and mowers for within its large compound and chairs for patients, which is negatively affecting healthcare delivery. The hospital lacks a VIP and an isolation ward. Again, staff posted here are reluctant to come because of the lack of opportunities for local and accommodation around the facility. Worst of all is the attitude of delay to seek early medical attention and superstitious beliefs of citizens, especially in rural areas, which makes them to use the hospital as a last point of call after long delay with spiritual homes and unapproved traditional herbalists worsening of their illness. For instance, a simple instance of a nail or sharp object piercing someone which can be handled with a tetanus injection will be left to aggravate before being brought to the hospital. May I take this opportunity to congratulate a group I outdoored at the 2022 Asafotufiami Festival, Noyampe, made up of indigents abroad and their allies in Ghana, for building an emergency ward for the hospital. I want to ask all indigents, philanthropists, NGOs, and the donor communities to come to the aid of the hospital. I also want to suggest that health authorities should do more education for patients to adopt the hospital as their first point of call. Education. Last year, I indicated that our two districts are not performing well in the performance table in the BEC in the Greater Accra region. Your Excellency, this level being a stepping stone to enjoying the free secondary education that your government has made available to all Ghanaians. It is important that the performance improves so that we can have the maximum number of students gaining access to the students being in a position to transit to a higher level smoothly. The need to tackle this from the bottom of the basic school system, which is the nursery and the primary section, cannot be overemphasized. We therefore need to ensure that our children have access to nursery facilities and improved learning methods during formative years. We urge the Ghana Education Service to ensure an effective supervision at the basic school level. I am also appealing to my fellow Adali, philanthropists, and donor communities to contribute towards the grooming of our children at the basic school level. Your Excellency, I want to bring to your attention issues regarding abandoned Get Fund projects, a 2-story science lab block, and a 3-unit low-rise classroom block since 2006. A 300-unit hostel facility promised to all colleges of education, of which that of Adar Education College never began, and the extremely poor condition of the inner roads within the college premises. The college has witnessed the deterioration of the above-mentioned projects and roads over time. The current state of these abandoned projects and roads poses several challenges and potential risks for the entire college community, including students, faculty, staff, and visitors, especially with excessive dust during inclement weather. This not only tarnishes the image of our esteemed college, but further creates an unhygienic environment for everyone present on campus. I humbly request Your Excellency to initiate a project to renovate and complete the abandoned Get Fund projects, upgrade the inner roads of the Adan College of Education, and help Adako to get its share of the 300-unit hostel facilities. Abuse of social media platforms. Your Excellency, the advances made in the area of information technology are immense. I am happy that in most parts of the country, telephones are being used either as tools for communication or access to social media platforms, among others. There is an emerging trend that I think should be addressed as soon as possible. Some are using access to various platforms to churn out incorrect information which is distorting our history, whilst others use those platforms to show disrespect to authority. I think that there should be a vigorous civil education for the citizenry to appreciate that there are laws against social media abuses, including defamation of character and publication of falsehood, to reduce the incidence of abuse. Conclusion. Finally, I wish to express my profound appreciation and gratitude to Your Excellency and his entourage for finding time to participate in our festival. In spite of your numerous national assignments, I also wish to thank the Ministers of State, the Members of Parliament, the District Chief Executives, the media, who traveled from outside and within to celebrate this year's Asafotufiami Festival with us. God bless you all. Long live Ada and long live Ghana. Thank you.